in the broadcast booth at Rotary Stadium in beautiful Abbotsford, BC, as the battle of third and fourth place in the Pacific Division rages on here in Abbotsford. Jeff, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. We got a great crowd here tonight, and I'm ready for a great game with Trinity and UFV, a rivalry game.
A rivalry game like no other, and of course, a lot of extra emotions as across the way, you might see them come into view momentarily, our legacy building here at Rotary Stadium, filled to the brim with Cascades Hall of Famers as this year's Hall of Fame ceremony inducted a lot of soccer, as the flair obviously indicative of holding the ceremony here in October at Rotary Stadium, whereas traditionally the ceremony would be held around January at the UFV Athletic Center. But basketball player Jamie Vaughn, as well as Bianca Wilkinson in the soccer category, and then the entire 93-94 women's soccer era going into the Cascades Hall of Fame for this rendition. Then, of course, the ladies' game tipping off at 5:30. That was a 4-0 victory for Trinity Western over the Cascades. Now the men's side going to be looking to come within a couple of points of the UVic Vikes if they can come away with a win here on their home pitch.
Matteo Brezina told me after the men's last win, a 6-0 win over UNBC, that he couldn't wait to play this game. Watch for him to be effective tonight.
And a lot of records being shattered by the Cascades this season. Of course, Kevin Mayland all over that record book now. And, of course, Jackson Cowks coming away with the new all-time leader in wins for the Cascades. And he is 18 saves shy of tying Mark Village for the most as a Cascade. So we'll be keeping track. Somebody's going to have the pen and paper, putting tick marks down every time Jackson Cowks comes away with a save tonight. We'll see how many he comes away with and if we're putting another name etched into the record books by the end of this evening. As a giveaway, give the Cascades a chance to work down the field. Speaking of Matteo Brezina, feeds it down the right wing side. Trying to get onto it is Kevin Mayland. Kevin Mayland looking to play it to the middle, puts it off of Mario Banovic. And a early corner for UFV.
Kevin Mayland, of course, named U Sports Player of the Week, Canada West Player of the Week, with his 2 goals and plus an assist performance last game. He's really provided a second layer of offense for this team.
And you need offensive scoring depth when you're duking it out for positions up near the top half of the table, which is exactly what Tom Lowndes' squad has been able to do this season. Coming in with 7 wins into this week. They'll go with the short corner touch. Tried to play it back out. The fake. Now it comes out. Here's the cross right in on goal. A header to the back post. And Trinity able to recover. It'll be Adam Hadchick. We'll blow that one up the far side. The header going to go back towards the benches. And a good catch for the coaching staff there as they'll throw it back out onto the pitch. An early throw in for Trinity. As it goes down that far wing side, a quick jump by the Cascades as they look to counterattack. As the physicality early on, advantage given to UFV off of the tackle. Left wing side, plays it through with speed. Attacking is a sliding play. Cascades, can they get contact? And who's it going to be last touched by? It will be a goal kick as the Cascades the last one to get a boot to that. Thank you for joining us on Canada West TV this evening. Again, Dom Valley and Brett Lebkuski unable to attend this evening, so you're stuck with myself and Jeffrey. And we'll see. We may do such a good job, they'll have to bring us back. Who knows? If my voice seems a little bit familiar as a longtime PA announcer for the Cascades, and then come out tonight to help out with the Hall of Fame ceremonies, and then Jordy Arthur, the sports information director, gave me the last-second bullpen nod as I was told that we would need a little bit of assistance. So
I was called up from the reserves.
There you go. Out from AAA into the big leagues. Happy to have you, Jeffrey. And you're a natural, buddy. As the last game went along into this one, sounding good.
I appreciate it.
As we turn our attention back out onto the pitch, a long clear going to end up out on the far wing side. Assistant referee signals it'll be a throw for UFV. Of course, for the Cascades, a pretty successful season here, and they've had a string of successful seasons pushing for playoff placement in recent years. And for UFV, just another chance is, somebody goes for a spill there. So it looked like somebody was going to be looking to go after that ball that bounced out the side. And was that a coach or a fan? Did somebody roll an ankle?
I think that's somebody walking the track.
As they get picked up, here's a counter by Trinity. Down the far wing, play into the middle, a little bit in behind the defense as they'll throw this one up into the midfield. Trinity looking to counter with pace as Kieran Eve plays it off the defense. Now comes back out to Eve once again. As Kieran Evie, local product out of Coquitlam in his third season. Club team being Mountain United. And Trinity, we talked about it at length during the ladies' game, the importance of the local recruiting process for both of these sides. Again, Tom Lowndes has been a player of that game for a long time. Has seen a lot of high-quality local talent come through this UFV men's squad. And, of course, lots of guys going on, having some pro looks overseas. As for UFV, a throw-in off of the back line for E.B. Eagley. And that one will come out to the near side. Throw in coming for Ebby as he'll come up the near side wing. Halfway through the 7th minute. Throw in by Eagley. Controlled out of the UFV midfield. For Jovan Sidhu. Or pardon me, Bugveer Sidhu, I should say. I'll play that one back. And again, UFV electing to keep a little bit of possession here. Keeping it in the back line. Across it goes to the near side for Adam Szymanski. Back to Jackson Cowks, who will give that one hoisted up into the neutral area. First touch on the back, so possession going to go to the Cascades as heavy contact there by Trinity.
A sign of a successful team is often the communication, and we can hear all the way in the broadcast booth these teams communicating with each other on the field. It's not hard to imagine why they're off to these positive records that they have.
Again, two sides that always have this weekend circled on their calendar. If I'm not mistaken, it's always Trinity on Thanksgiving weekend. If my memory serves me correctly, it seems to be a bit of a tradition between these two sides. As Cascades will play it to the open side. Eagerly, nice aerial headed by Trinity. Can the midfield set it down? Goes to the far wing, looking to turn and burn. As Anthony Vega takes a couple of dribbles with it, plays it into the middle. Tip to the far side. The header keeps it alive. And Vega applying the pressure. Harjovan Sidhu on that far wing as well. Kevin Malin going to draw back to the near wing as the Spartans will play it up the near side. Onto the foot of Charles Choyanana. Choyanana, left wing side. Trying to cut towards the middle. Good step in by the defense. As they cut off that cut to the middle. Just going to take it himself down the near side wing. Adam Szymanski. Szymanski still with it. The defender going for a bit of a walk here. Left side. Harjovan Sidhu trying to cut to the middle. Sidhu takes a long crack at that one right into the waiting mitts of the goalkeeper in Austin Petrie.
Cascades really driving that center lane early.
Petrie will roll that one out to the far side. And UFV not going to shy away from this early aggression. Again, Szymanski, when the defenders are able to carry the ball that well and move it against the opposing defense, good things can happen. Solid tackle there. Frees it up again for the Cascades. Kevin Malin going to work it through. Gets ahead. Bit of a jersey hold up. Can he find the through ball? Kevin Malin cuts to the middle. Fake shot onto his strong foot. Shoots. Big save for Petrie as Malin tried to elevate that one into the top side.
What a chance there. Malin carving his way through the defense. Pulls up for the shot and a great save.
Now that nice little extra play, and that one you could see it was maybe looking for that top left corner, but it just curled back towards the center. A little bit too much spin on it as Petrie able to deflect it up and out of play. So we'll come to the near side corner as the Cascades going to have 2 in the box, 3 on the far corner. Here it comes, left foot, high, looking for that backside, eagerly in the header, sent away by Trinity, and then they'll clear off of the boot. Settled down by the defense, they'll use the chest. As back go the Cascades into formation. Near side down the wing is Dante Colburn. Colburn to Malin, here's the cross, unable to find the head as the defense will get to it first. as the Cascades do get a boot to it. Nice header to put it back into the offensive side, but unable to make a play on it lest they be offside. But an unforced error there by the Spartans will give UFV the throw-in on the far wing.
Spartans doing well with those box outs early. Couple open nets there, and the defense saved the goal.
Throw into the far side. Nice turn at the corner of the box. Hard center, and that one just high and wide. As a goal kick coming here for Petrie. Of course, the Cascades battling, trying to get within a couple of points of UVic at second in the Pacific. As everybody right now chasing UBC in that Pacific side. Of course, a bit of a log jam between Trinity, UFV, and Victoria. Really end with UBC. Again, only 2 wins separating the Cascades from the top of the table in the Pacific. And really, UFV's 7 wins are tied for third most in Canada West, as in the Prairie side of the conference, Alberta at 8-1-3 and Calgary at 6-1-5. So the Cascades sitting about 4th overall in Canada West right now, coming here into this weekend.
Their offense has really been a strike point this season. They're tied for 2nd overall in goals scored with 24.
They'll be looking to that offense to keep on humming here. Nice through ball, couple of one-touch passes. Mayland going to stare down the defense once again. A couple of fake moves. He'll play it to the center of the defense, jumps the gun, and they're able to get to that one. They'll play it to the near wing. Choyanana back. There's the give and go. Turn and play it down the near wing. Choyanana on to it, trying to get around the defense. Heavy physicality, cuts hard to the middle on Szymanski. Choyanana, not past the sliding defense of Carson Muter.
The big sliding block there, blocking the pass in front of the net.
Carson Muter, another local product, 3rd year out of Surrey. Again, Surrey United, a common name you're going to see on the Cascades club team list. Has several players on this roster. I mean, Dante Colburn, Harjovan Sadu, Bugveer Sadu, Ebby Eagley, Adam Szymanski. Szymanski from Coquitlam Metro Ford. As the UFV Cascades out quickly from the box. And working on that far side. High step to the middle. Looking to play it forward. Stolen by Trinity and then working hard to get it back. Will advantage be given there? No. Trinity continues to work with this one. Szymanski up high. Held up. And that will be a foul called against Emmanuel Dan Adakine. As Dan Adakine, first year out of Calgary from Foothills FC. Again, just trying to hold up Szymanski enough on that back play. We've seen the Cascades defense, Jeffrey, getting quite aggressive early on. We saw Szymanski go for a couple of runs. We'll see if it helps enable that midfield to be a little more aggressive too.
Really effective at moving the ball so far.
A giveaway there as Muter will step into it. Plays it up the left wing side. Settling it down. Cascades looking towards the middle. Feed it through. One tap feed. No dice as Brezina was trying to play it back out to the wing. Long boot for the back line as Muter looks up. Feeds it back to Caux, who will put the boot to it to the far side. One touch given away. Played to the middle as Dan Adakine will give it away. Stepping up into it, though, the midfield will play it to the far wing. One long touch. They played it off of Adakine as he tried to recover, so a throw-in for UFV.
Matteo Brezina obviously coming off his performance last game where he set the record for assists in a single season.
Nice ball, curls down the near wing side. Will Trinity just have to play it out? They will. Off of the foot of Costa Adzik. As Costa Adzik and that back line of Trinity under pressure early on. Ebby Eagley is going to get the throw in here. Remember back in the days of Otla Colmel, the long throws. Any time that that ball would be within 30 yards of that goal. We'll see if one of these days we'll get another Cascade with as steady of a long throw. Otla, a barber now. Putting a bunch of fresh cuts out in the community. Of course, a lot of Cascades going various different ways throughout their post-playing career. As Ebby will play this one back to Szymanski. As the D-line will get everybody a touch. It goes all the way from right to left. Trying the one-tap feed. As this one coming across to the near side. As speaking of Mr. Colmel, he and some of the other alum are over partaking in the Hall of Fame night banquet over at the Legacy building on that far side. Thank you very much for the tip, Jordy. I kind of figured there'd be a lot of familiar faces around Rotary Stadium tonight. It's a bit of a throwback in all regards. It's a pretty special night to be a part of.
Everyone's very excited to be playing in this game.
Everybody's just excited to be at Rotary tonight. I mean, some people coming back and seeing the brand new board maybe for the first time, depending on how often they've had the chance to come out to the Cascades home field. Of course, can't forget to mention the MRC Matsqui Rec Center in the field there. Field 4, I think it is, that the Cascades play on if they're over there, and that's where they will train quite often. Here's an aggressive ball to the right wing side. Trinity onto it first and onside. Played into the middle, and Choyanana stepped back to the top of the box. Didn't think that was going to curl where it did, as that ball was played to the near side with a bit more aggression. As Adzik plays it back. One touch for Mario Banovic. Banovic to that far side as Adam Hadjic. Give and go. And that back four for Trinity. Hadjic and company. Pretty veteran crew on that back end. Right back it goes once again. Mario Banovic, third year out of Burnaby. Playing for Croatia SC. Alumnus of Burnaby North. Trying to find a gap in the middle. They get it, and they'll look to that opposite wing. Quick touch, a little bit miscued. As you can see, the arms of Tom Lowndes up at a distance. One of the Cascades down on the pitch in front of him, just gathering their wits about them. But it looks like UFV earning themselves a free kick here off of the play. No card given, just the foul.
Player returning to his feet now, always a good thing to see.
Always a good thing indeed, and I believe they'll take the opening kick that plays it on the near side. Good touch, plays it back up in the air. Header, though, by Trinity. Goes back. Sadu trying to wrestle it down. Played back. Anthony Vega looking to receive the tip feed. Plays it to the wing again with pace. Trying to cut back. The double team by Trinity. It will be another UFV throw-in. As the alumni and Hall of Famers look on from the veranda on the far side. Patio's been in full swing all night long. Again, if you're just joining us here for the men's game, you missed the Hall of Fame ceremonies during the first game. Nice play to the near side. Lets it go, and that one right into the chest of a defender partway through. Never made it on goal. As Choyanana round the outside trying to get past Ebby Eagerly. Choyanana will play that one back as the defense stepping up. And they'll play that one back to Kieran Evie. Around the horn it goes once again as Trinity. A lot of possession starting from the back end here tonight as the Spartans. Ahead it goes to the near side. Nice quick fake. Gets it on the back foot down the left wing. Applying a little bit of pressure here. Played it through. Choyanana with space. Centered, and the header is well defended as it's sent wide. As that ball will curl out just at the far side, but it's actually held in off a quick strike. Coming across, unable to settle it down on the clearing feed, and great work for the Cascades defensively.
Sneaky little chance there for the Spartans, creating offense off their speed, and the Cascades defense gets in front of it.
So Petrie will end up with this one as the long attempt by the Cascades gets away from their possession. For UFV, I mean, they've had some good looks here, approaching 20 minutes gone by in the first half, but nothing stupendously dangerous. I mean, Kevin Malin had that great try. Choyanana, that one's going to be poked away by Igali.
Choyanana has had a couple chances so far early for the Spartans.
Choyanana, another fourth year out of Calgary from Foothills. So Trinity going interprovincial with a couple of those strikers. And this one going to be a possession earned back for the Cascades. And Jackson Cowks coming into this game, the fifth-year star keeper for UFV. As, of course, already setting the franchise record for wins, being a big part of this impressive stretch. Spent his younger years as a Cascade playing backup for David Hicks, learning from him, and then I believe Hicks, a assistant coach over the last couple of seasons, or not listed anymore. Jordy, was he a goaltending coach or assistant coach? I'm trying to remember. Some of them both. Yeah, David Hicks, excellent goalkeeper from the Cascade system, and you can see that impact that he had both in his playing time as and a coach, seeing as now Jackson, the protege, being the record holder in wins.
Jackson really coming together as a leader as well, co-captain of the team with Anthony Vega.
As the clearing attempt on that far side. Anthony Vega and company. Again, lots of these longtime players. We look, it seems like some of these guys, feels like they've been here for a long time, but again, the Cascades on the men's side, also a fairly young complement, as some of the most veteran guys on this starting 11 are really outside of Jackson Cowks, the lone fifth year. Everybody else, there's a couple of fourth years with Jeevan Dhaliwal and Will Stewart, but other than that, I mean, some of the main guys, Buggy Sidhu, a third year, Anthony Vega, third year, Mateo Brezina's a third year, Carson Muter's a third year. This is a team that's, I think, really just about to hit its stride. I mean, you think about where they could be 2 years from now with a lot of these guys coming into their fifth year of eligibility, and it's only natural that a lot of these guys, I mean, we've seen what Kevin Malin has been able to accomplish this season with the jump that he's made. And I would imagine that in the upcoming 2 seasons for UFV, some more records are going to fall. They're going to be keeping Jordy Arthur a busy man. Sports information director and good buddy here with the Cascades. Talk about proteges. Jordy learning from the great Dan Kinvig, the SID before him, and Jordy continuing the torch and making some fantastic content and keeping the ship running tight around here. As Jackson Cowks slowing things down, I'll give it to the D-line of the far side as the central defender is going to work it up the middle, and misplay by the defensive Trinity gives a little bit of time and space. Kevin Malin on the near side wing. Watch him go to work. To the left, tried to feed it in. A touch play off his back foot, and right idea, wrong positioning, as we saw that with the Spartans as well. Nice play, Choyanana trying to track it down, as eagerly going to get to that one and play it to the near side. As Igali getting in the way of Choyanana, and that's been a marquee matchup, Jeffrey, down that near side wing.
Choyanana, just a menace so far tonight down the flanks. Almost all their chances coming off of his feet.
As looking at the other side, it's very Tilly James-esque. Tilly James, a couple of goals in the last game and just causing havoc for the Cascades defenders down the wing. And we'll see if Choyanana can have a similar amount of offensive success going up against the stingy Cascades defense. And again, this has not been a track meet, so to speak, and cue the commentator's curse as this game might pick up in pace. Here's a long through attempt, aerialed, but Jackson Cowks would just grab onto it. It starts to slow down a little bit and start to turn into the chess match, Jeffrey, and every move has got to be calculated, because if a game starts to gain this kind of pace, one mistake could spell everything for you.
They definitely don't want to be the ones to make those turnovers off their feet, so look for them to tighten up the defense.
And just having that solid ball possession, and if you're not going to be able to do something smart with it, then at least make a good pass or be in a good position for your teammates to run onto.
Cascades have done fairly well at controlling possession so far.
As Igali will take his time down the near wing. As he'll come away with another throw in here, and the Cascades are going to spread the pitch a little bit. They will send a runner to the near side. Nice tap play to Igali. Igali will try to move, but then it was sent back through his legs. Good recovery, though, and a sliding effort there as he nearly is able to knock it back free for Bugveer Sidhu on the near wing.
Igali looks like he has some spring in his step tonight, really amped up for tonight.
Ebi Igali. I mean, again, we saw what Szymanski was capable of earlier. This backline for UFV is no stay-at-home traditional defensive crew. They've got a lot of motor to them. Trinity, look at a counter. Far wing, play into the midfielder, jumping into the rush. Nice step back. Outside the box, here's looking for the cross. Igali not able to knock it away. Hard to the middle, takes the shot. That one blocked on the way through. As I think Igali was able to recover in time to get a foot on that one. Anthony Vega unable to break free. They are going to call the foul on UFV. So possession coming here and a free kick at a dangerous location for Trinity. Looks like Choyanana is going to get the nod in the area for Trinity Western. This could be scoring distance depending on where you want to put it. It looks like they are going to try and load up to the near side of the box. We'll see if there's a run-through play here as the wall will form in front of Choyanana and company.
It would be a massive break for Trinity to be able to score first in this game, not have to chase UFV the rest of the night.
Still 0-0 coming on the 28th minute here from Rotary. It will not be Choyanana. He will head to join the line. There's a strike through, and a defensive boot gets to it first as the offense running good lines, but unable to direct that one onto the goal. As that one takes a couple of hops off the top of the storage shed on the far side. Wonder if the Hall of Fame crew on the balcony are keeping their head on a swivel in case a soccer ball comes towards them. There's got to be at least one former goalkeeper up there. I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Village was amongst the men's alumni that are a part of that crew on the far side. Nice play. Cuts towards the middle, has support, turns to feed it through, and Petrie able to collapse on it as Mayland able to slide in behind the defense, but that try by Brezina, a little bit of the heat taken off it by the defense.
Matteo Brezina loves when the team puts the ball behind the defender. He just moves around so quickly. He's one of the fastest players on the team.
As Trinity, an unusual circumstance there as the back end's been pretty stalwart so far. They did allow Mayland to get behind them there, but they didn't end up paying for it as Petrie was able to get the hands on it. Far side, they'll try the right wing again. One hop, good play though, first touched by the Cascades. And it won't get out of play as this will be a Trinity ball. And they will drop it lest there be a delay of game. So a throw in coming on that far wing.
The Cascades with very strong transition defense so far tonight.
Not a lot of opportunities getting going in the 100-meter dash, that's for sure. Here comes the double team right in towards that flag. Who's going to win it? Will they able to get the corner out of it? They'll just take it themselves. Back to the wing. Open up a bit of a cross. Good block on the cross. As the Cascades will send that one out of play, and another throw-in coming as they're able to defend on that offset wing.
A very concerted effort by the defense so far tonight. They're not going to make it easy for Trinity to score.
So we'll get the throw-in coming from the far side. As Ebi Igali finishing the shoe tie. Tossed in, knocked down, and right back to the throw-in participant. There's a nice back foot play. Here comes the cross. Caux will grab that one and stop any opportunity coming towards the middle. Puts the boot to it. First one to it. Can Vega get a touch? That one will be knocked back towards the center of the zone. Bugveer Sidhu leaves it. Mayland steps on the mistake. Under pressure, forced to turn to the offensive side. Plays it ahead for Bugveer Sidhu. Bugveer Sidhu chips it to himself. Can he chase it? Plays it. And that is going to be a corner for the Cascades. This will definitely be a chance to generate a bit of an offensive foray, as it will be Harjovan Sidhu to take it. He'll set it up right on that outside corner of the kick area. Again, 2 Cascades going into the box. Abby Igali going to run the route from the outside. Igali goes up for it, and Petrie able to knock it down before play blown down. Might have been an offside on that far wing. We'll see here, though. Good strike by Sidhu. As I believe they actually might have called the foul on the contact for the Cascades player on that back wing, but that Sidhu cross looked dangerous, and you could see, look at the height that Ebby Igali got to go try and find that one. That one into the waiting arms of Caux. No, doesn't even flinch as the oncoming player moseys on by. It was Mr. Malcolm Kenny. As Kenji, I should say. Kevin Mayland taken down the right wing side, and they are going to give the advantage to UFV here, so Mayland trying to shake that one off.
You can see the confidence oozing out of Kevin Mayland. He just feels like he can do anything right now. He's taking the ball, he's assertive with it, and he knows that he can score on any chance he gets.
As the official writing down the notes in the riot pad. Free kick coming here for the Cascades. As stepping into it, I believe it's Szymanski that's going to come up and take this one. It will be. And this one is in the danger zone, as there will be one defender in front of Szymanski, but a whole bunch setting up on that backside. Igali will be a part of this crew as well. Szymanski calling for it. There they go. Takes it towards the goal. Right on to Petrie, who will grab that one and hold on for safekeeping. .33rd minute here from Rotary Stadium, as the Cascades and the Spartans locked in their annual Thanksgiving Classic. Tomorrow, they'll be doing it all over once again. As that one struck true, settled down. I'd show you Nana, but it will be offside. Or pardon me, not show you Nana. That was Dan Adekine.
Igali really making his presence felt not only on defense, but also on the offensive end as well.
And anytime you've got a player that has that acumen at both ends, that double threat is tough for defenses to cover, because if you know he's going to be there, you got to send extra support back for it. And that doesn't allow you to have that counterattack available coming out of the box, because you have to have those extra guys watching a guy like Igali coming back. As Caux tells everybody to calm down, he'll take this one off his own feet. As Dan Adekine going to force a little bit of pressure onto him. Caux fakes the throw to the near side. As the wily veteran just waving the teammates down the field. He knows where this one's going. Puts the boot to it. And it's up towards the opposite D line. First header goes back to the midfield. As the touch, ball still bouncing. Who can settle it down? Coming across Harjovan Sidhu. Sidhu has Mayland on the near wing. Couldn't play it to him cleanly. Brezina was looking for a strike, and that one, almost a souvenir for the fans. Hey, it came back. Comes right back out of the corner and back onto the pitch. There you see it roll into the bottom right corner. Where did that even hit? That hit like the bottom side of the stands and still managed to go all the way back out onto the field. What a spin. As a couple of touches by Mayland, plays it back out to Igali. Igali, nice cross to the far side, but nobody there on that back post. As Trinity will stride onto this one themselves. The double team comes, they play it back to the middle. As the Spartans looking to find some sort of forward progress down the pitch. Again, not too much quick strike offense from them. It's been more of a methodical approach. saw that with the ladies' side as well in the second half.
Trinity doing a good job plugging up the neutral zone there, not letting the Cascades get sprinting down the channels, which is how they prefer to get their offense.
Lots of speed on display, and a lot of times the way you counter that is with control, and that's exactly what Trinity's doing here. Don't be hasty. The right opportunity will come. Speaking of, nice one-tap play by Choyanana. Gets in, a big save by Jackson Cowks. Put one down on the counter, one step closer to Mark Village. As the Cascades, one boot onto that one. It'll come to the near side. Nice chest by Choyanana, but not enough to stop that cross-field play.
Big save from Cowks there, keeping the game even, giving his team a chance to get out and run.
As the official signaling that ball to be thrown in from a little further back, Igali will send it ahead to Kevin Mayland. Mayland looking to get the speed down the right wing side. Good defensive play there to shut it down off of the foot of Costa Adzik. So guess who? Igali once again. To Szymanski's foot. Cascades looking to set up high, and an unforced error there as I believe it was Vega. Indeed, you see that bright green armband signaling the captaincy. You mentioned, I believe you said Jeffrey Cowks and Vega, the co-captains this season.
Vega still sitting without a goal this season. You know he would love to break through against this rival.
And of course, we've seen Vega with that scoring touch in previous seasons, helping set up a lot of guys. Of course, the Cascades without the services this season of Trevor Zanata, who is a name pretty synonymous with the score sheet and Cascades soccer over his tenure with the team. So Anthony Vega into a bit more of a controlling role in that midfield. Of course, Zanata would play a bit of a roving central midfield. But here now, again, Vega been more on that defensive side of things here as, like he said, that front line, Harjoven Sidhu, Bugveer Sidhu up at the top half of that midfield. Here's a play back to Trinity's defensive line. Again, those left and right defenders keeping careful touches. Looking for Dan Adekeen, that one. Too much horsepower to it as Jackson Cowks will come back out. Neither side finding a finishing blow. It's like two boxers trying to break through the coverage. Nobody has dropped the hands yet. Here's a misstep as the Spartans stop up on the near wing. They'll play this one back into the midfield, looking towards the central area. Jordan Lowe. Lowe, one-touch feed. Looking for Dan Adekeen. Adekeen. Pardon me, Choyanana, I should say. A couple of defenders on him. Plays it back out to the left defense who had jumped right up. Cascades will push their way ahead and force there to be more offsides called should there be a long ball thrown in. And you can see Jackson Cowks, kind of the maestro at the back end, making sure his defense don't get stuck just backing in. Here's a through ball played on, but too strong as Petrie comes forward.
Trinity starting to tighten up their defense a little bit, not allowing the Cascades to get into the zone there.
As another try down that far side, defense gets the head to it first. Still airborne, and that one will settle down for Harjoven Sidhu. Sidhu nearly able to get around the outside, and that will be a foul called against Trinity. So another free kick coming here, still within some potential dangerous range, as a couple of the Cascades will have a word with our lead official.
The way the Cascades can score in bunches, you'd have to think the longer this stays 0-0, the more comfortable Trinity is going to be.
As we enter minute number 40 here from Rotary Stadium in Abbotsford. A long night of soccer here on Friday night. Great way to start the Thanksgiving long weekend. A beautiful night as well. As we knock on what used to be wood, we got a fancy new table up in the broadcast booth. Didn't think I'd been gone that long for us to get the fancy new digs up in here. We've even got Wi-Fi at Rotary Stadium now. This place is practically brand new. There's the entry feed, goes off of the defense. Skying for it was Harjovan Sadu, couldn't settle it down. As 3 wide go the Spartans, a fourth jumping into the fray, 4-on-2. Can they feed it through? Nice defensive play as it can't get through Szymanski. Here's the counterattack for the Cascades. Can they find players in stride to the near wing for Sadu? Sadu going to go for the cross to the back post. Can they get to it? He goes airborne, but can't find the boot. What did I say? Here comes the track meet as the Spartans picking up the pace. Into the middle to Lowe. Turned it over as the Cascades tried the chip move, gave it right back, and now this is likely where it might slow down a couple of paces. And they'll come across indeed, just the D going back and forth, slowly, methodically, trying to find their access point. A little bit of pressure coming from the Cascades, forcing the passes to pick up a little bit. As Atakeen not able to find his foot on that one. Comes back to the D. And across it goes near wing side from the broadcast perspective. Looking for Choyanana at the near wing. 1 foot touch into the middle. There's the header to try and free Choyanana up. Can he attack on the outside? Looking to get around Szymanski. Choyanana muscled. And that one off Szymanski will be a corner. This might be just what the doctor ordered for the Spartans in the 42nd minute.
Strong defense by Szymanski there. He's been all over Choyanana on almost every chance he's had so far.
Corner kick coming here, and they're going to pack the box. Lots of players at that back post. That's where that one's going for. A header off the defense. Who's going to get to it first? Trinity will play it back to the near side. As Choyanana looking for another cross. Far side. Defender gets to it, and Jackson Caux will get another save. Caux. As he plays. As he works his way back into the cage. Here's a try down the wing. The pass is true. Play into the middle. And that one shot wide off of the boot of Christian Rossi.
Another concerted effort by the Cascades defense. Even if Caux isn't making the saves, the defenders are doing a great job getting in front and laying down, sacrificing their body.
A yard sale in front of the goal. Everything must go as the Cascades trying to just get anything and everything. Limbs, body parts, whatever it has to be, each other. And sometimes the best defense is shoving your teammate into the right spot at the right time. But they'll settle it down here. Szymanski coming up on the 44th minute. And we'll see from the officials how much extra time we get. It's been a pretty even keel first half. Not too many injuries, thank goodness, on both sides. So not likely to be too much added here. Here's the entry play. Over the top of the defense. Onside, left wing. Here comes the double. Nice play through, but unable to step onto it as the defense will just clear that one. Does it have enough to get over center? It does. As the Cascades into the middle. Szymanski as the defender plays it ahead. Off the defense's head. From D to D it goes. Working its way towards the near wing. Still 0-0 here on Canada West TV. As that one back and forth. And again, we've seen that between the central defensive mid and the D line. That midfielder dropping back, and then an unforced error coming up on minute 45.
We'll see if the Cascades can capitalize here in the last few minutes before the second half.
It'll be a throw-in on that far side. A minute coming left before we get to the added time potentially. And it sounds like from our PA announcer, JD, that there will be no added time. So again, once this last 30 seconds is up, whatever last possession will come will be it for the first half. And so Trinity likely know this and will be waiting to see if they can find their last minute strike. The Cascade's going to be aggressive here, trying to generate a turnover. Play down the near side. Midfield, plays it on the back foot, jumping up his left defender. Unable to get past, stumbling and falls. Igali, aggressive tackle. Here go the Cascades. Through ball to the right side. Can they get onto it? They do. Matteo Brezina. Brezina takes it down low, shoots it hard at the side of the goal, and that one just goes off the side of the net. And it will be a goal kick for Petrie, but likely to be the final kick. Once he puts this in, I would imagine the whistle is going to go for half.
Brezina almost gets the chance he wants, just gets in a little too deep to the net, can't find the angle.
And Brezina, dangerous from multiple areas on the pitch, just not able to convert there. As we come to the end of the first half of play here from Rotary Stadium, a 0-0 score at halftime.
It looks like we've got a bit of that chest.
It is their Hall of Fame night as Jamie Vaughn, Bianca Wilkinson, and the 93-94 women's soccer era inducted into the Cascades Hall of Fame for this year's class. And so what better place to do it at Rotary Stadium under the bright lights with the Legacy building over on the far side. You can see on your screen a bunch of the alumni and Hall of Famers right under the scoreboard there up on the balcony, partying the night away, celebrating some great Cascades history.
And they're still waiting for a Cascades goal.
They are, as unfortunately the ladies' side unsuccessful in their 4-0 loss to the Spartans. Now we get the men's side as the Thanksgiving Classic, the clash of Highway 1, as Trinity comes on down to Rotary. And here we are for the Cascades and the Spartans once again. It has been a defensive chess match here, Jeffrey, as we keep talking about, as players, both sides taking a couple of pawns out here or there, but there's been really no kill moves yet. There's been no lethal strikes. This game's still scoreless.
Some good chances both ways in the first half. Goaltending has been stellar on both sides. Great defensive efforts both ways. Like you said, very tight match so far.
Got a lot of good stuff to write about in the upcoming articles, I can assure you.
That's all I ask for.
That's the real reason why you're here in the broadcast booth today. Again, as JD was mentioning during the intermission, Jeffrey Kennett, one of the student writers with the UFV Cascade, which is one of our incredible sponsors of the Cascades Athletics program. Of course, you can read all their fantastic stuff at, I believe it's ufvcascade.ca?
Yes, that's correct.
There we go. As, again, welcome in if you're just joining us and all of our wonderful ramblings here on Friday night as the Cascades and the Spartans still deadlocked at 0-0. There's a stumble on the near side that'll open up an opportunity for the Spartans. Played down the right wing, and onside they go. Kauk's calling out the cross feed to the back post. There's a big header by Szymanski. As the defense picking up where they left off, and they'll try and slow things down here. A couple of quick passes down this near wing as Lowe goes back into the middle. Can they thread the needle through? Left foot play, headed away by Igali. As Trinity still trying to test the waters on the outside of the box. Trinity one step below UFV in the standings. Looking to rectify that here tonight. There's a strike that goes wide, and this will be a corner kick deflected by the Cascades defense out of play.
Igali continuing to maintain his strong defensive play, getting in front of that one again.
As for UFV, not too many incredible tries at the other side. Again, a lot of this game for both teams spent in the midfield area or with those back lines, just keeping good possession. Neither team throwing anything wild, no guns a-blazing. It's been pretty methodical here from Rotary Stadium this Friday. They'll go with a quick touch play in the corner, try to cut to the outside, and they'll throw that one off a defender for another corner kick as Bugbear Sidhu is going to get the defensive touch there.
Cascades not making anything easy for the Spartans on defense. Everyone's working very hard to get in front of those shots.
And for any goalkeeper, you're going to love seeing that from your defense, and UFV's been sacrificing the body all evening long. Choyanana will take this corner kick here. Will it be a longer play? He will go for the chip into the box as Kauk's got a hand on it, but not enough. As Trinity will strike first off of the scramble play in front of the Cascades goal.
Kauk's appealing to the referee here. He didn't like that one.
So this one comes out of the corner, and a little bit of contact there between one of the players. Oh, and that's off of a player and in. One of the Cascades tried to clear that, kicked it off of a Trinity defender that had jumped up in the play, and that one ended up in the back of the goal. So that's why that one might have been fine, is because it's an own goal of sorts for UFV, as the defense tried to clear it out of the box, and they put it directly off the backside of one of the Trinity players, and it goes into the back of the goal. I believe it might be going to Adam Hadjeki. Or Hadchik, I should say. Part of my mispronunciation. We'll see, as our PA announcer will be reading off the goal coming up soon here. As Trinity, can they build off of the backs of the go-ahead goal here, Jeffrey?
And we'll see how the Cascades can respond to a little bit of adversity here.
Yeah, the first lead of this game, under 5 minutes into the second half of action, and it'll be a goal kick coming here for the Cascades. It'll be interesting to see who gets credit for this. It is going to be number 5, Adam Hadchik, who is going to come away with that goal. And again, the Cascades, Jackson Kauk's jumped up. There was a bit of contact with Hadchik, and Hadchik was just trying to get away out of the box because the possession was lost. UFV kicked it off of the goal line, off the back of Hadchik, and it just went off his leg and directly in. And so Choya Nana, who did that cross from the corner, gets the assist. Sometimes you got to be lucky to be good and good to be lucky. And in that case, Trinity will take that gift from the Cascades. Just right place, right time for Hadchik.
Choyanana continuing to drive the offense here, setting up that goal off the corner throw-in.
And of course, that was the second corner in a row after that first attempt. They tried to play the short touch game, and they got it to low but couldn't get it into the box. As that one going to be a souvenir for the fans. Nope, almost makes it into the stands. That one will rattle around in front. So a fresh ball thrown into play. As the throw in will go to Bugveer Sidhu. As Sidhu going to work it back. As Jackson Kauk's will step up out of his box to join this rotation. Plays it to the far side. Cascades have to go quickly across the zone, and Trinity not going to waste any time applying that pressure. Here comes the jump in the middle. Picked off. Left side, will they go for the long-range play? They leave it to the left wing side. Can they get some speed? Cuts to the middle, takes the shot, and it goes wide. Trinity shot out of a cannon the other way, and the Cascades almost pay for it.
Spartans picking off the ball there off the Cascades turnover, driving straight up the middle, getting a good chance away.
As another corner kick going to be the resultant play here. As I believe I just heard number 19 being called over the radio. So Roland Mansell is set to come in for the Cascades here. Another chip play from Choya Nana. The header goes to UFV first. A swing and a miss there as a bunch of arms go up. As the wild kick around the chest height does not make contact, but it does hit one of the Cascades. Thrown back in by Trinity, one-touch play, far side wing. Here comes the pressure of the defense. Trinity to the middle as the midfield retains control. Cascades will work ahead here, not trying to allow any easy access plays for the Spartans. Trinity across the zone. Play this one back. Again, here comes that slower, methodical style once again. Entry feed goes to the left wing, and a nice play by Ebi Igali to play it out of harm's way.
It seems like almost on every play, Igali's getting in the way of something. Blocking the pass, blocking the shots, even driving the offense.
As Roland Mansell coming out for the first time here tonight. There's a through ball play to the far side. Taken down, a solid tackle. Comes away with possession for the Cascades, but not for long as they give that one right back to the Spartans. Stutter step play to the far wing side. Plays it through. Tight angle. As Szymanski trying to work him to the outside. Physical contact going here. As Choyanana in the corner, can he get it off of the Cascade? No, this will be a throw-in for UFV. Great work by Szymanski.
Szymanski, another defender, getting in the offensive players' kitchens all night long.
He's cooking up something mighty fine. As the defensive line, they've been up in everybody's grill. You got to call Ebi Igali the sous chef if Szymanski's in the kitchen tonight. As this one, a nice quick play to the near side, looking to apply the pressure. Good work by Malcolm Kengi. Kengi lost control of the ball. Quick play by Muter ahead. Unable to find Anthony Vega. Now here's a turnover. Into the middle. Through ball. Up. Kevin Malin was taken down to the near side. No call from the official as he was trying to get out and away. A little bit of craftsmanship defensively there by Trinity, and accidentally on purpose play to take Malin out of that odd man rush. Far side, quick touch, accelerates down the wing with runners in the middle. Stopping up outside the box, chip play into the middle, blocked by the defense as getting down in front of that one was Szymanski. It's kind of hard to chase the program saves record when you've got defenders selling out in front of you like Igali, Szymanski, Muter, Sadu, all these guys. Just every play, they're putting some part of their body in between the offensive player and the net.
I think Jackson Cox will take it, though.
Absolutely. And it's a good feeling for a netminder that when your defense is putting up this level of effort, you got to compete for them. First touch goes to UFV off of the throw-in. They'll try this one again.
Struggle creating offense here for the Cascades in the second half. Not a lot of sustained pressure so far.
Yeah, a bit on the back foot here offensively. I don't know if we've seen a shot on goal from the Cascades here in the second half, or at least much time on the far side of the red line there at half. They've just been trying to get possession of this one back from Trinity, especially difficult now that Trinity has that extra momentum granted them by getting the opening goal in this contest.
A very different game for the Cascades from their previous one against UBCO, coming away 6-0, spending no time chasing the game. This is a good test for their adversity heading into the playoffs. You know they're going to have these kind of games coming up on their schedule.
The Cascades fans are definitely wanting to hear the sultry tones of Marvin Gaye play out at the Rotary Stadium. Of course, as I've been told this season, it's been a song of choice. Ain't no mountain high enough after a Cascades goal. So that song on repeat against UBCO. Now they'll be looking to get a little bit of that sweet, sweet music here. As Mayland, nice quick move to his right, plays it back. Anthony Vega looking at the far side wing. Again, if they can try and ignite Brezina as well here. Tops of the league in goals and sitting at around 5th in shots. So an efficient Matteo Brezina this season, being enabled by his teammates, our Jovan Sadu, Anthony Vega, lots of those guys in that front line. Kevin Mayland among that crew. As Trinity, here's the long play. Jackson Cox just going to take that one off of the one hopper at the top of his zone. Quick roller to the far side, and UFV's going to look down the field again. As that one, again, UFV, a lot of these longer plays, but really not necessarily the looks that they need right now, as hard to build towards that tying goal if you're constantly trying for the Hail Mary. They've got to take a page out of the Spartans book and just play a little bit more of that control style of game.
You would understand why they're trying to spring their offensive strikers like Brezina and Mayland, who are really having dominant seasons. But like you said, they need to just take the team approach and stop trying the Hail Marys.
That's always so tempting to go back to the well when you've got guys that are in such good form over the course of a campaign, but you got to make sure that you're adaptable. Here's the right side play. Kengi across, nobody home. Played out to the top of the box and low. Unable to get a hold of that one with the off foot. Charging ahead is Szymanski. Szymanski going to carry this one to the near side. Roland Mansell back to Szymanski. The big man plays it across. One touch on the foot with Brezina. Brezina plays it through onto the left wing side with pace. Stops up, looking to play it towards the middle. Here comes the cross. Mansell makes contact with Petrie, but it's in the act of saving the ball, so no issues really there, but Petrie will leave the ball down, and the defender will check on him as the referee goes over as well. Really the best chance so far here, the second half of the Cascades.
Definitely. Szymanski really transporting the ball out of the defensive end, creating offense on his own.
And that's not the first time we've seen him do that either, Jeffrey. It's been a part of his toolkit that's been on display tonight. There he is again, going to play that one to the far side, and that one goes right to the fourth official in front of our timekeepers area on the far side. Of course, the Hall of Famers still keeping the party going up at the Legacy building. As for the Cascades, again, a good feel here tonight. Still looking to cap that one off, as you mentioned, with the opening goal of the evening for the team wearing white. Cascades quickly with this one as they step up and go for a quick throw and not allowing Trinity to get set. Far side, can they work it towards the middle? They get another throw in and they go quick again. Trying to tap this one off of the defense. Can they work hard into the middle? Taken down and clean by Trinity. Spartans, can they get free? A foul going to be called there. And will we see a card? We will. A yellow given for that tackle. And I'm trying to see the number. Was that Matteo Brezina? I believe it was. That is going to get the yellow card there, or was it? Might have been Dante Colburn. Actually, yes, I believe it will be Dante Colburn. Sometimes hard to see the numbers from way up here at the broadcast booth at Rotary. So a yellow given. Again, I'm going to go with Colburn for that one. So he'll have to be careful as the Cascades can ill afford to go down a man in these late stages. And they've already swapped it up a little bit with Roland Mansell coming into that top area. As he might have actually come in, now that I think about it, looking at the bodies that are out there, I believe Mansell actually came in for Brezina, potentially. Looking at the numbers out there. Oh no, Brezina is still on the far side. Far side. So we just got confirmation it was against Dante Colburn for that yellow card for UFV. Thank you, JD. As the 62nd minute carrying on here from Rotary Stadium. This ball works its way to the right wing side, stepping onto it. As the play to the middle will end up with another corner as Thomas Powell was able to find the centering play, but the defense gets in the way.
Kevin Malin coming back on defense there, making sure that his team is still in this game, doesn't want to let it get to 2-0 at this point.
As Choyanana set up once again in the near side corner. Away it goes. The stretch play into the box, headed away by Ebi Igali. And the defense quickly out to chase it to that far side. Long strike. Third save of the night for Jackson Cowks. Quickly up out of the box, looking for a potential passing play. Rolls it down the right wing side as the Cascades just out of bounds. And a quick pass to Trinity as the Spartans then give it to Jordan Lowe, who will tap it back to the far wing. So now 15 saves back is Jackson Cowks of tying the program record. Back it goes. Trinity dekes the defender out, and Colburn goes back to the central defender. As Adam Hadjic, the lone goal scorer in tonight's game, after the Cascades just put the ball off his backside, trying to exit the box. Far side, they'll settle things down. Looking to attack once again. Can he get around Igali? Give and go play goes to the far wing. Onside, cutting into the corner of the box. He'll accelerate, and Carson Muter comes across in time. Cascades with some potential numbers out the other way. Through ball played for Mansell. Stops it up. Feeds it back to the midfield. As a quick turn and go. As left side. Feeds it back. Jumping up into the play. Here's the through ball. Can Bugveer Sidhu get onto it? Gets the man out of the way. And that will be a goal kick as Bugbear Sadu just unable to get onto that one. As I hear the announcement that Michael Beecroft is just about set to join us out on the pitch. Third year out of Coquitlam Fusion FC. As Beecroft, again, one of those crafty veterans, adds a little bit of size and length to that back line. Might be just what the Cascades are looking for in these late stages. But again, the defense is not necessarily the problem. Again, if that errant play off the back of Hadjic doesn't happen, this is still a 0-0 game.
I think the Cascades are still going to be pretty pleased with their effort defensively this game. It wasn't blatant turnover or anything that caused the goal. It was more of just a simple mistake, which is easily correctable.
As they'll send that one skyward ahead, it goes off the defender's head. Jumping into it, off the chest, and a bit too much chutzpah as that one rolls out the far side. I think that's JD's favorite word of the night, chutzpah. 66th minute here on Canada West TV. And Jeffrey, what have the Cascades got to switch up offensively here if they're trying to get back into this game and tie it up?
We've seen them try the Hail Marys, trying to get behind the defense, but I think they need to go back to what they were doing in the first half, drive the center lane, create the passing lanes, give and goes, just get back to basics.
Speaking of playing it up the middle, that one then curled to the outside. Stumping up into it is Szymanski, who will nearly lose it. As the player taken down to the offensive side, Szymanski will pound that one down the far side. As the header puts it back up for anybody's game in the middle. Wild swing and a miss as the header frees it up for UFV. Playing it ahead into the neutral area, right the middle of the pitch. And that one going to roll out of play. As again, Michael Beecroft coming into the game. And it looks like he's going to come in more of that kind of far side wing position, as it looks like that's him in front of the opposing bench right now. So that defensive core still Szymanski, Bugbear Sadu, Muter and company. As Mansell's entry attempt no good. So yes, Beecroft is going to be playing in the midfield right now. Bit of a switch player who can either be a midfielder or a defender. As Jordan Lowe holding on to that one for safekeeping, puts it to the far side. Can they settle it down? Played back down the far side wing. Trinity looking to keep possession here. 67th minute of play. Still lots of time left if the Cascades are looking to make a late push. Of course, it ain't over until the final whistle blows. As this one will come over to the near side wing. Adam Hadjic. Nice play up. One hopper. Caux comes over. Trying to get around the outside of his own player. And again, hard to see from our perspective where that box is. Can hardly see the line on the field. You can kind of see the half line and the near side out of bounds, but as far as trying to see how far the goalkeepers are allowed to go out and play the ball, it's anybody's guess from this distance. Far side, Mansell unable to work his way in behind the defense, and again, the Cascades still just electing to try and get those longer through balls. As the near side, here goes Adriano Consiglio. Consiglio to the left wing side for Mayland. Mayland trying to get around the defense as that one is a solid, clear, sliding play for Christian Rossi.
Well, if we thought this game might open up in the second half, I don't think it's going to. This is still a tight one, and it's going to go down to the wire, I think.
Consiglio with something to say about that. Finds the centering play. Petrie able to sky up and grab it before Beecroft can find the header at the backside. He was free and clear. As the commentators curse, nearly coming back to bite Trinity there. As the Spartans able to survive that play. But again, for the Cascades, wasn't a Hail Mary. It was a couple of quick, nice passes on the near side, controlling the ball and waiting for the right centering feed to show up. As the Cascades going to have to be careful with what time they have left. The sand in the hourglass, now their biggest enemy in this game.
This game almost has a next goal wins kind of feel, doesn't it, Ian?
Indeed it does, Jeffrey. It's one of those games where anything can happen. And, of course, I mean, hockey is a game of bounces and chances. Same thing with soccer. One move can change the entire complexity of this game. Consiglio with a strike off of the defense. Comes way back out towards the center. He'll play the contact from behind. Consiglio trying to break free. Loses control. Gets it right back. Consiglio trying to feed it to the middle. And the Trinity fans not going to be happy with that call, but the Cascades earned themselves a free kick here. I think Trinity's going to try and argue that Consiglio just missed the pass across and tripped over the ball.
Consiglio with the great individual effort, blocking the clearing pass and moving the ball forward, creating the opportunity.
And the heavy challenge near the top side of the box. And this is definitely going to be danger close. Standing right in front of Petrie. Looks like he's going to stay there. That's the referee giving him the "you can't do that." As I believe, was that Szymanski? Yes. He went and stood right in the line of sight of Petrie. It's like a screen in hockey. But I think without the defender back there, he is going to be forced to come back a little bit further. Valiant effort, though. As primarily a hockey broadcaster, I'll give him props for that one. But it will be Anthony Vega to take this kick as he'll strike. And Petrie finds that one, a heat seeker, looking for that back post. A solid strike by Vega. I think you wanted to elevate that one a bit more.
Big save by Petrie. We'll remember that one.
The Trinity fans rousing applause for Petrie. Of course, a solid showing here for both sides at Rotary. Again, it's not far for the Trinity fans to travel, especially with teams from both, like the players on both of these teams coming from all over the Lower Mainland and Fraser Valley. So a lot of representation here, and players and fans and family coming out to see friends, former teammates, kids, loved ones. Nice play through, unable to turn and make contact. Mayland applying the pressure. Trinity looking to escape out the near side. Through ball ahead. Dan Adekeen. Can he chip and chase? He gets the chip, but doesn't get the chase.
The Cascades look like they're starting to get their offense into flow, generating shift after shift of pressure. We'll see how many they can stack in a row.
And if they can continue to tilt the pitch a little bit further the other direction, it'll do wonders for them here as the night grows long and that hourglass continues to tick away. A header forward. Is it too strong? It is. As Choyanana, you can see the frustration written all over him there as tried to play that one ahead to himself, but just a little bit too much.
Choyanana's just had a number of chances tonight. He could have 4 or 5 goals.
And we remember he's got the most important assist of the evening, that chip play that led to Trinity's opening goal. That stands as the lone marker in this game. As another substitution coming into the game here, Will Stewart going to sub into the midfield. Number 5, another one of the veteran showings for UFV. As Stewart, a nice ball for Kevin Mayland. Taken down, trying to get to the near side. And play continues here as the official allowing some of the physicality in this game to show through. But on the clearing attempt, UFV just going to get this one back in their own half. As, again, a beautiful ball. Like William Stewart comes into this game and less than 10 seconds in, makes a beautiful pass ahead. Been saving that one all night. There's a tip play. Can the defense recover? They'll play it back to Jackson Caux. A quick foot from the netminder. We'll just clear that one out of harm's way. As UFV still sitting in third in the Pacific. 1 win back of Victoria, 2 wins back of the leading UBC Thunderbirds. And, of course, on the other side, Alberta also at 8 wins. So 8 wins right now, that magic number to be atop of Canada West. It's been a dogfight every single evening as Caux A little dangerous on that one. Knocked down by the midfield. Jordan Lowe looking to play this one through. Pardon me, it's not Lowe. That is Thomas Powell. Powell, through ball. Defense able to get down in front of that one. Solid play on that far wing. Szymanski up into the rush again, and he's just going to keep joining in on the fun. Far side, Beecroft looking to go for a run. Tap play. Loses the defender. Pulls it back. Here's the cross. In for Malin. Headed away by the defense. Knocked down by Will Stewart. Stewart keeping this one moving forward, and then the clear sky high lands off of the header. Out of that far wing, one touch. Can Beecroft run onto it? Defense forced to stop up quickly on that far side. Quick move, and they get around Beecroft. Good work as they clear off the opposing midfielder. Cleared into the center of the field. Cascades now with a bit of a spark of life here, approaching the 76th minute. As Szymanski plays it to that far side. Again, Tom Lowndes has brought in about 3 or 4 substitutions off of that starting 11 here in the second half, and it seems to be the shot in the arm they've been looking for.
The offense is starting to come. We'll see if they're able to convert here.
A little bit more control, a little less willy-nilly. As Mansell controls off the chest, feeds it back out of the far side. There's a quick challenge. Right back into Beecroft, knocked off of his person. Goes back to the box, just played to the opposite wing. The defense having to be careful where they put this ball. Header, back to the top of the box. Can the Cascades control? Jumped it, but couldn't knock it away. As Powell will take it down the near side. Through ball goes. As the Cascades, the defense getting right back into it. Szymanski under pressure, though, by Kengi. Forced to play that one over towards the Trinity bench, and it'll be a throw-in as just like that, the Cascades back on the defense.
Szymanski with the play there, clearing the ball out of harm's way.
And Szymanski sounding like a broken record with how many times that name has been uttered tonight. But I mean, both teams have had extremely respectable showings. A lot of guys in fine form. I mean, a couple of mistakes from Choyanana, but again, assisted on that opening goal. Here's a look for Beecroft, and the defense chops at that one, sending it back towards UFV's, and a big header there. Contact on the back, play continues. Far side wing as the Cascades slow it down on the far side. Here's the give and go into the middle. On the off foot, comes across. Here's a long distance strike. Petrie able to dive across and handle that one with ease. The Cascades gotta do better than that offensively. They can't be settling for these shots from well outside of the box. There's a giveaway. Almost able to control it. And they'll run with it to the far side, not allowing Trinity to get comfortable. The Spartans, though, on the run. There's the attempted check. Ends up in the midfield. And play continues. Solid tackle to get possession back to the near side, though a little bit too quick. Trinity will keep possession here. Spartans to the middle. Jordan Lowe, far side. Finds it true. A giveaway to Beecroft. Plays it to the wing. Cascades, and they give it away themselves. Here's a 3-on-2. Left wing side. Trinity, can they cut to the middle? Feeds it left wing side. Choyanana into the box. And Dan Adekeen unable to settle it down, but he would have been offside anyways. But Trinity, just like that, almost get it to go.
The Cascades pushing for offense, sacrifice a bit on defense, get caught, but Cox is there to make the save.
So Brezina going to be back into this game. So David Severda and Xander Roxborough coming in to this game. A couple of late substitutions here for Mike Sheeran and company. Carson Muter still out here. Falls down to make that play. Knocked down by the midfield and sent ahead. Can the Cascades stem the tide? A couple of good looks down the field for the Trinity Western Spartans. Oh, Carson Muter has to be careful with that back play, as again not allowing any quick decisions to go unpunished there, as the fresh legs of David Saverda. Out of Portland, Oregon, the American stepping onto the pitch here in his second season in Canada West. On the outside they go. And solid defense once again on that far wing. The Cascades having a lot of troubles trying to crack the line on that far wing. For as solid as Muter and company have been, that's going to be well offside. As the assistant official signaling with the flag on the near wing, and UFV will earn the possession back.
Trinity really sticking to their game plan, making it hard for the Cascades to break in with speed.
Near wing, Mayland trying the back foot play, knocked out, as it'll be picked up once again by Adriano Consiglio. Consiglio, the throw into Mansell. Over to Brezina. And a handball goes undetected by the official. As Muter goes down, stays alive down the near side wing. Low, into the middle, knocked away. Good defensive kick. As the defense, I believe Szymanski once again, the culprit to knock it away from Trinity. Chip play, unable to get through. As the official letting a lot go here this evening at Rotary. 81st minute. And then taken down, that's going to be a yellow. As Thomas Powell dragged the foot and ended up catching one of the Cascades as they tried to transition. Looks like they'll be all right, but the first yellow now given to Trinity. Just pushing it a little bit over the edge there on the physicality. Wrong place, wrong time. So again, remember Dante Colburn has the lone card for the Cascades. And so now one yellow aside. They'll try again from that far wing. Again, more of UFV's dangerous chances have come from the left wing, but they're going to continue going back to the well on that right side. As Trinity clears that one towards the midfield. Solid challenge, but Cascades nearly win it back in a late one away from the official's gaze. The referee was looking the other way, and there was a tap on the back well after the ball had left on that far side.
The physicality really amping up here at the tail end of the second half.
Well, you would think, too, that the assistant officials would signal for some of these behind the play. Because, I mean, obviously the referee he only has two eyes. He can only see so many things at once, but that's what the assistant officials and the fourth official are for in tonight's game. And in a close one like this, you got to watch for temperatures to start flaring here on a cool October night at Rotary.
It's important for UFV to maintain their composure here and force the Spartans into an uncomfortable situation and get a late one.
As another heavy challenge there. Play continues. Szymanski going to wait for a couple of hops and plays that one to the outside. And Trinity, I believe, going to earn themselves. No, this is going to be UFV's throw-in. You hit the nail on the head there, Jeffrey. Composure is going to be the biggest key of the late stages of this game. Of course, Trinity in the driver's seat right now, but can they maintain their own composure? I mean, we saw a bit of lack of discipline from Lowe as he got, or pardon me, was it Powell or Lowe? One of the two of them got the yellow card on the play on Brezina, and you have to make sure that you're not putting your teammates into a compromising position, because especially with the 1-0 lead, if you get a second yellow and go down the man, then that puts your team in a heck of a spot to try and come away with a win. Trinity Western 2 wins behind the Cascades in the standings at the 5-4-2 record. This would be huge for their playoff hopes. Still with the ball outside of the box. Trinity will work it back out to the offensive midfield. Comes away with it. Long strike. Caux will take it off with a one-hopper. There's save number 4. At least. 84th minute. As Caux now down to 14 saves away from the tie with Mark Village. Already took one record away from Village. Can he find another one? As that one taken away and then fought right back. Consiglio. Been out there since the opening minute, and he's still flying. Mayland, chip play. Consiglio unable to roll onto it. As Trinity clears once again. Again, this has been kind of the tortoise and the hare. As Trinity came away with the opener, and they have just not allowed anything through the defense. Cascades with something to say about it. Roland Mansell felt the pressure coming, plays it to the middle. Coming in, Bugbear Sadu to the far side, plays it out. Cascades with bodies in the box now. Here's the entry feed off the defense, goes to the far side, and a much-needed corner for the Cascades. This will be a crucial corner kick in the 85th minute. Cascades really only one or two quality chances. Ebby Igali coming back into this game, and what better time? I would imagine if you're looking at the bench on the far side, you would have seen Tom Lowndes. As soon as this corner kick was called, Ebby's number was running down the sidelines. Into the box, the header, knocked away, cleared off of the goal line, as the Cascades saying that one crossed. UFV arguing with the official that one crossed the goal line. I don't know, it's tough to see from this angle up here.
Close.
Not sure if we can get one more look at it quickly before play resumes. Here it goes. The first contact is the header. It bounces off of the wall, and oh, that's tough. It is very close. I don't know if you'd be able to tell that one unless you had like the automated review FIFA level stuff. Or some sort of a net down camera remotely. But again, tough with the proximity here at Rotary Stadium to the broadcast position. Here's another corner, though. Cascades high to the far side. They get ahead on it, but the defense clear it away. Can they wrestle control? Back in towards the box near post. Here's a crack at it. Kicked away by the defense. Swing and a miss by Brazina, and Petrie will grab on.
These are the kind of chances that UFV has to be looking for. Create chaos in front of the net.
Chaos was nearly the cure, as that one nearly coaxed over the line. Of course, I believe Ebby Igali was one of the ones that got his head to it. He and Roland Mansell on that far side. Tom Lowndes getting involved in the action there. Quickly gave it to his player to try the throw-in. A heavy tackle cleared away for a throw-in as entering the 87th.
You can see the desperation starting to rise a little bit in these Cascades players.
The offensive urgency, this is what they needed about 86 minutes ago.
It might have taken them a bit too long to find their form here tonight offensively.
Well, this will be a good test because sometimes you're going to need an effort like this. It just doesn't go your way for most of the night, but if you can keep it close and then at the end find your killing blow. As we got two players down, one on the Cascade side and one on Trinity's side. Cascades player that was down on the far side is up now, and the Trinity player still down here. I believe they're going to say they're going to let the trainer come out onto the field. It might be a rolled ankle of sorts on the near side. Either that or we're going to get the substitution. Yeah, not a lot of weight going onto the ankle of Christian Rossi. So Trinity's going to send in a sub, Grant Verhoeven. The first year from Surrey, product of the TSS Rovers in League One BC footy. So Verhoeven will step into this one, and this will be a crucial juncture for that young man as UFV playing aggressive here. Bill Stewart coming across. Advantage given off of the play from Jordan Lowe. As Mansell will give this one back to Trinity. Who has a little bit left in the tank? Who can leave that final gear for the final moment? Far side it goes. Nice touch in towards the box. Taken away by Beecroft. Ahead it goes. The header in favor of Trinity, played to the opposite wing. Way up was Beecroft. That one last touched by Trinity as the Cascades threw that one ahead. And there will be some contact there as believe it was Mansell that went down to try and pick that one up and then took the contact from the player. As we'll see, no signal given by the official. They'll just send that one back for a redo on the throw, and again the Cascades stepping a little bit too far ahead. 90th minute. Here from Rotary, a 1-0 game coming to its final dregs. Our side it goes, kicked ahead, a little bit too much on it. And they'll play it down the wing, out of play for a UFV ball here. 6 minutes of added time, I've just heard radioed up. Oh boy, we've got a lot of added time coming to this competition. As 30 seconds away from that announcement from our PA announcer, JD. And there'll be a lot of time, which seems interesting. I don't remember there being that many long-standing injuries in this game. 6 minutes is a lot of added time. I mean, obviously the Cascades are not going to look a gift horse in the mouth with them being the team behind by 1. But I'm waiting to see the reaction from the Trinity fans when this is announced. We'll see. There it is, the Trinity fans not happy. The Trinity fans, you could hear the initial reaction from them. The Cascades fans with a gasp of hope here, all the way from this side in the stands over to the far wing and the Legacy building here on Hall of Fame night. 6 minutes is the magic number, Jeffrey. What does UFV got to do to bring this back square? Speaking of, as Ebby Igali gets a piece of it, it's loose in the box. Can they find it? Bodies flying everywhere. Mansell trying to chip it back through, and Trinity survives. Petrie was down, but nobody could get that one on the right side of their foot towards the goal. Will Stewart taken down, and that one's going to go to Trinity, as Stewart held the man up briefly in Verhoeven. So talked about Verhoeven coming into this game. Generates the foul there for his side. A good possession to quell the tide here early in added time. As Petrie not doing well in the box right now. He actually just went down to a knee and then laid down on his back, holding his face. There might have been some contact. We talked about the amount of bodies that were flying around in the box as the trainer will come out onto the field. Again, in the 93rd minute right now as the trainer will kneel down with the goalkeeper. And so I'd imagine the referee is going to keep an eye on the watch here as they tend to the young man. Might have taken some contact in that dog pile that ensued as everybody trying to come away with that ball, as the trainer going to step out.